Mr. Henderson, Part 2, Chapter 5, Jiu-Jitsu.
Jonathan McLean here, cleaning specialist and all-around great guy. Today we'll be walking you through which products will cut through the fat and give you the clean you need, and which products will leave you hanging at the altar. Whether it's a mammoth mess or a tiny tinkle, poor sanitation can affect your mental health and your family's overall well-being.
In developing news, the search for missing police officer Rebecca Strathmore and local bus driver Jerry Armstrong will be expanding. Authorities believe that these two missing persons are linked. They suspect foul play to be involved. The police are calling on the community. If anyone has seen any signs of 37-year-old Jerry Armstrong or 29-year-old Officer Strathmore, please report to your local Crime Stoppers. Jerry Armstrong was first reported missing by his girlfriend Kathy, my apologies, Sandy, over 3 weeks ago.
Yes, Wednesday, November 27th, continuing on from the last session, reminding you, it's all about technique. Take your time. If you get lost, you can always refer back to previous recordings. We'll now be removing the neck. The neck is remarkably easy to debone. The neck is great for making stew or soups. You've always made wonderful soup. I'm very fond of your cooking. You might want to wrap it up with some herbs, great for making a nice roast. Now we can separate the carcass into sections, hindquarters, shoulders, and the midsection. Starting on the hindquarters, we want to find where the hip bone meets the loin. You want to cut all the way through with your knife, the big one with the brown handle, the one I gave you for Christmas. Then you want to grab the handsaw with the teeth pointing forward and make a clean cut to pull off the hindquarters. Now we can set that aside. Oh, this is unfortunate. I thought there would be more meat on her. Poor thing. Pardon? You like what? Oh, you'd like another cup of coffee. Yes, but I'll have to fetch it. Lucy is at Jiu-Jitsu class. She'll be home soon. Back in a jiffy. There you are. One sugar as you like it. Right, let's carry on. What I like to do is reach up inside of the cavity and count 4 ribs. 1, 2, quite a rack on this one. I'm looking forward to barbecue season. Then mark with your finger. Put a little knife cut between the ribs, cutting all the way through. Then take your handsaw again and effortlessly remove the shoulders. Now we can go ahead and break down each section of the carcass. But first, I like to trim the meat a little bit, cut away any excess fat. Anything I trim off, I place aside on the trimmings table. You know where that is. Later, we can take those trimmings and make a stew, or maybe some kebabs. Better yet, we can make sausages. You know my feeling on sausages. Now we'll go ahead and tear apart the hindquarters. When one is met with resistance, one might think it is easier to go around it, perhaps over it. I suggest we go through it. And to do that, we'll use the big boy bandsaw. That is model 13. It's the one located over in the corner of the garage. You know the one. Big and silver. Looks like a bandsaw. This poor creature! Here 1 minute, gone the next! Struggling to exist! Struggling to survive! In the end, what for? A couple of minuscule cuts of meat! Next, we want to take our cuts of meat and make them into nice-looking steaks. I like to leave a little back fat on them, but not too much. Inch to a quarter inch thick. Remember, beauty lies in the details, in everything we do. This is where the artistry lies. Up close, we see every minute detail, every wrinkle, every seam, every vein. Then we pull back and critique our work. Here we witness divinity. We marvel at the complexity of our brilliance. However, sometimes it's not quite what we expect, and one may have to accept their failures. And now we can go ahead and wrap our tenderloin in the brown paper that I've left on the table. You should see it, it's just to the right at the back. Yes, dear, I would like to apologize for my behavior earlier. I know this is not the ideal time to say I'm sorry, but I am sorry. I don't mean to snap at you. You said I haven't been myself lately. Well, you're right. I haven't been. I know that's not an excuse. I'm just mildly annoyed and frustrated all the time. Not with you, of course, but with myself. I just want a good night's sleep. Tossing, turning, the dreams. I just can't get comfortable. I don't know what you'd call this ailment. A crisis of someone middle-aged. How common am I? Maybe it's a cry for help. But why? Nothing in particular has changed. No, that's not true. Maybe I'm feeling less connected. Perhaps I'm feeling no connection at all. You know when you just want to hold on tight to something, but you just can't get a good enough grip? I think I've come to realize that this reality will never quite equal the fantasy. Oh, shut up. I can hear you rolling your eyes at me. I know I've turned this into a therapy session. I just find myself torn between total destruction and nice crisp bedlines. You know what I mean. For as long as I can remember, I've had this dying need for order and structure. Now, I'm quite happy to see things burn.
Silence. A moment of reflection. contemplation. Empathy? Yes. She understands. The one he calls Lucy nods in agreement. Lucy places the recording device aside and moves to the freezer, retrieving a package labeled Strathmore. Lucy emerges from the garage into the kitchen. In hand, she holds the meat of the fallen. Tonight, she shall dine alone upon the flesh of the weak. Chops and mash with a side of peas. A meal fit for a child of the gods.
Thank you for listening to Mr. Henderson. I'm Von Ray, the writer, creator, and director. The show stars myself as Mr. Henderson and Kyle Kaczmarzyk as the narrator. Also, this episode featured Daniel Jordan as Jonathan McLean and Kate Greger as the news reporter. Sound design and co-directed by Kyle Kaczmarzyk. We hope you enjoyed your time with us today. See you next time.